All right, so the thumbnail shows the Celtic Cross Spread. All right, it is 11 card spread. It is really great for specific questions that you have, or if you are doing a reading for someone else that they have. All right, now once you get better at tarot, you can do an intuitive reading where you don't even need a specific position. You just shuffle, the cards come out, and you can just read the situation from there. But if you are starting out, or if you're doing a reading for someone else, sometimes I might do a Celtic Cross Spread depending on a person's question. So I'm going to do a sample reading. Let's pretend a person asks me, it's a common question actually, what should I do about my twin flame situation? I'm at my twin flame, what is the direction of this partnership, whatever, okay? And so each card in a Celtic Cross Spread has a different position, meaning this first card represents you in the situation. No matter what card shows up, it's you. Second card, what surrounds you, this card what blocks you, and so forth, and I'll explain in the sample reading. So firstly, someone asked me this question, it comes up. So here's what you want to notice. The first two cards are in reverse. So already I'm getting this idea that this person is unsettled. Sometimes people ask a question, they're just curious, but they're not really feeling any serious emotional, discord with it, right? But in reverse, I'm already sensing like this person, there's definitely inner conflict with them with this situation. The moon card in reverse, well, wow, this person's not using their intuition with this situation. The moon card represents our intuition. In reverse, it means like we're not truly in tune with listening to our deeper spiritual needs. We're not really in tune with listening to ourselves, right? We're probably letting other people lead us instead of letting our own intuition guide us, is what I'm getting from this reading with this first card here. And then to further, expound on that, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So Eight of Pentacles is a card related to gain and development and things growing. But in reverse, it's like what's surrounding you right now, this situation is not growing or developing. This twin flame union, at this point, you're looking at it like, what is really going to come of this? Pentacles deal with things that are outcomes. And right now, you're not seeing the outcome. In fact, there might have been a stop in the growth, whether the person kind of, said, oh, I'm not really ready for this, whether they're not pursuing a relationship with you, whether you thought it was moving towards something and now it's not, because it shows a lack of growth right now. Now, what blocks you card is the third card, and this is what is the situation, like what's stopping you from being successful or being happy or being content, right? You have the Magician card. Now again, if you look at my other video, I go through what each card means. I give you a keyword for each card. The Magician, control. So what's blocking you is this person has more control in the situation. Now, it could be actual control, or it could simply mean like more emotional control. Like you are kind of at the mercy of this person's decisions. The Magician is a symbolism of someone who's very lively, entertaining, but at the end of the day, a magician shows you what they want to show you, and it might not always be reality, right? And so this card is taking on a more negative meaning here because, again, with a Celtic Cross Spread, with any spread that has positions for cards, like each position means something different, this is what blocks you. So this card, no matter what is here, is going to take a negative meaning. Okay, do you get what I'm saying? Because of what the reading is, with the third card in Celtic Cross is what is blocking you. And so the Magician, this person has more control of your emotions. You might be letting them have more control of your emotions. It might not even be they're always directly controlling you on purpose, but that is what's blocking the situation, is that you're not able to move on because you give this person more power than you actually give yourself. Now, the next card in the Celtic Cross Spread, your fourth card, is the Foundation. This is what has kind of started this whole situation. This is probably even the purpose of the question. Like, why is this question being asked? Well, look at the foundation. What started this, right? What we have is the King of Swords in reverse. Now, the King of Swords upright is very logical and very communicative and can solve debates. But right now, it's almost like in this reading, a twin flame connection, especially, twin flames are, a lot of them are, reportedly very psychically connected. Twin flames are mirrors of each other. Twin flames, have very similar life patterns, things that have occurred. Obviously with twin flames, there's typically some differences. A lot of them, such as like age difference, sometimes nationality. There can be some differences because, again, a lot of these connections are meant for you to learn and grow from, not just have somebody who's just like you. It's for you to learn and grow from them, right? And for you two to come to union, right? And feel balanced and do the work that you both have to do on yourselves in order to have a successful union. But again, you do not have to end up with your twin flame. I think I've said that before. You can totally have a happy life and not end up with that person. In fact, many people decided not to pursue with their twin flame because it's too painful or dramatic. Anyway, this person, the reason I go through all that is to tell you the purpose of this reading. When you are doing a reading, you need to stay focused on what the question is about. Okay, if you're doing a specific reading for someone, you have to use that information, use that knowledge, use that intuition in order to guide you. Okay, so what I mean is, in a twin flame connection, communication is key. If you're seeing the communication card, it was a symbol of a person who's very communicative and it's in reverse. This person is cut off communication. Or this person, we have swords dealing with the mind, could be playing mind games. A king is at the top of something symbolically, right? And so if you're talking about love and you have a reversal in the King of Swords, that means there's a lack of communication, and this person is doing this, maybe even on purpose. This person might even be withholding information from you, right? So I definitely think this links, and when you're doing a Celtic Cross Spread, think about, do any of these cards link together? We just said this person is kind of controlling, or they're controlling your emotions, or you're letting them, and then we also have this person might be intentionally cutting off communication or playing some type of mind games, all right? The next card we have is the Emperor. This is the past, achievement. In the past, you felt accomplished. In the past, you might have met this person and they really put on a really great show and presentation for you, and you were really happy to like really be involved with this person. You felt this was probably the highest point of any relationship you felt, because this is a very strong card indicating achievement. All right, so the past was positive. When you first met them, it was a positive experience. It wasn't necessarily a negative one, or one that you had to kind of, convince yourself to get involved with. Like, you really were impressed by them. But the next card is the spiritual card. And in Celtic Cross, I consider it more so, this is what you need to keep in your mind and your spirit to move on, or to fully become content inside with what's going on. So this is more so your inner work, right? The Tower card represents a break in structure, like a destruction, lightning, right? Something is being torn down. Look here, there's fire, it's being broken down. But the Tower card is meant to be rebuilt. The Tower is meant to be rebuilt. And so this is upright, and spiritually, this is telling you that, yes, you might feel broken, you might feel disappointed, you might feel upset, you might feel like, what am I going to do? Who's going to compare to this person? But you do have some spiritual work to do to build yourself back up. Again, when you're doing these twin flame, when you have a twin flame situation, relationship, whatever the case may be, it's not that you can't be complete without this person. Yes, it might make you feel more content. Some people might say, I feel more complete. But actually, the work is that you have to work on yourself. That's why a lot of twin flames are not in union. That's why a lot of them haven't even met yet, or won't meet in this lifetime if you're people that believe in past lives, because there's a lot of work that you personally still have to do. So it's not the end, okay? It's not the end of you. You need to work on yourself. So you feel sad, depressed, you feel lack of confidence, you feel build up whatever it is that you feel like you've lost. Now, what is before you is more of the future. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. I think that typically when you see this, you're thinking of anxiety, right? 5 of Pentacles means anxiety with 2 people with money or resources. But in reverse, it's like you're going to gain more than you thought you were going to lose. I'll say it again. You're going to gain more than you thought you were going to lose. And so a lot of that anxiety is probably going to be lifted up from you soon. There's going to be a relief, whatever that in the relationship, in the partnership, in the connection that was making you feel really anxious is going to be lifted from you soon, where you're going to feel more content with your actual progress regarding the relationship. Now, do I think that means you're going to now be in the relationship with the person? I think it's that you have to stop showing that you're so nervous and scared. I think that you have to start thinking more confidently about yourself, because the 5 of Pentacles is not a very confident card. Now, it's in reverse, and so it's more so about the new strength that you might find within yourself, right? The new strength. And even if you're not 100% there yet, the strength that you show this person instead of letting them control the game, if that's the case. Again, not all twin flames are even ready at the same time. That's why sometimes you have these disconnects in these relationships, because one person's more mature with it, or one person's going through different phases in their life. All right, so the next card in the Celtic Cross Spread is how to present yourself, how you will present yourself. Knight of Wands. In reverse, though, all right, so in reverse, Knight of Wands typically means discipline, it means rules, it means creating boundaries, right? And sticking and adhering to those boundaries. In reverse, you can't help yourself. If I saw this in a Celtic Cross Spread for this particular question, it might mean this person is going to contact this person. This person is still going to maybe chase them a little bit. The reason I say that is because a Knight of Wands is an action card, and this represents a lack of boundaries because it's in reverse. And so this person, if I'm doing this reading, they might be someone who's like, they're not the person, the twin flame isn't communicating with them, but they're going to kind of chase or go after this person. They're still really, really, connected to them, and they really, you know, might not mind being the pursuer in the situation. The other person might be the runner in the situation, you know. All right, so how others will see you. 7 of Cups, interesting. Illusion. 7 of Cups is a very Neptunian card. And we're thinking about things that we want to see, dreams, illusions, things that are fantasies, things that make us feel good, but might not always showcase reality. And so how this other person might see you as they don't understand. And I think sometimes it's like, am I getting this idea this person is afraid of the twin flame connection? No, I would think this person just needs more growth. The other person needs more growth. This other person might not be as mature as you are. Sometimes I do twin flame readings and people are in sync. They're at the same place in their lives, or they've done the spiritual work each person needs to do. They've gone through different lessons in their life, and now they're ready to be together and now compound their both experiences and, you know, have a very strong union. But right now, like, this person views you as maybe delusional. This person might not be as open. Like, they don't think that you're, you know, you're steady. They don't think you're being realistic. You might be talking to them about twin flame unions and they're like, what are you talking about? So remember, just because you're twin flames doesn't mean the person always understands twin flames, the subject. They might feel intense for you, but that intensity can sometimes be very scary to people who don't understand what a twin flame or what these stronger unions are. So they might view you as someone who's like not faced in reality. Your hopes and fears. Well, your hopes and fears, we have the High Priestess in reverse. So again, what did I say at the beginning of this reading? So like, again, you want to look at patterns. So if I'm doing the Moon, which deals with, you know, hidden, the path, intuition, the High Priestess card deals with you being an intuitive person. Do you see what I'm saying? The Moon card is more like the hidden path, what's deep inside. The High Priestess is more so about you. Do you use your intuition? Are you active in your intuition? Because remember, the High Priestess represents a person or a character type, an archetype, okay? And so here I'm thinking of the High Priestess, you as an intuitive person, like your hopes are that you still understand the importance of listening to yourself, and you really need to, but I'm also, there's a fear here where if you listen to yourself, you're not going to like the answer that you get. And so again, if I'm doing this reading for someone, the cards that are showing up are showing me this person's a little bit in denial. Why do I say that? I have the Moon in reverse. The Moon represents your path, your intuition, going along with something. In the dark, but it's in reverse. So it's almost like this person is not willing to do that, right? They're only trusting what's in front of them. And it doesn't even seem like this person's that trustworthy. Again, it depends on the reading. You know, sometimes you have to be prepared. If you're giving a reading for someone, how do you give them negative news? Well, you give them negative news by empowering them. Do a whole other video about that. We also have the 7 of Cups, delusion, illusion. This person is not really ready to let go of this twin flame. And then we have so this person, like, you're afraid. If I'm doing this reading for someone, I'll tell them you're afraid. You're afraid of what you're afraid that what's actually underneath is not what you want. You don't want the answer. You don't want the truth. You're afraid of the truth of what this person is really thinking or what this person's intentions truly are. And we would have an outcome card. Now, when you do a reading, it depends on you, but I do readings such as, this is based on the current energy at the time. I could do the same reading for the same person a year from now and get different cards and different energies. Now, it's still going to show me the past, right? But I'm going to get different energies because I am focused on something different. All right. I'm focused. You've done different actions. That person has done different actions. Things have changed. The Wheel of Fortune is the fate card. Whatever, you know, you're probably going to eventually, like, whatever is supposed to happen, you're going to be at peace with it. You're going to be at peace with the relationship. Whatever is going to happen, that's going to happen. There's nothing that you can personally do. Chasing this person, hunting them down, they have to be willing to do what they need in order to grow spiritually. And so the Wheel of Fortune card is showing fate. You're not going to be able to control the situation. If you are destined to be twin flames, destined to be together, that is eventually going to happen. All right. And so this outcome card is definitely giving people, you see the Wheel of Fortune as your outcome, like whatever's meant to be is going to happen. And even if you don't like it first, what happens, it's meant to be that way for a reason. It's meant to release you. It's meant to empower you, or it's, you know, it's to teach you a lesson so that way you can be stronger for that relationship or stronger for any relationship in the future. And so, you know, this card is leading to, you know, this idea of fate, and it's an outcome card. All right, based on the current energy of the time. All right, you would ask, do they have any questions? Do they want any clarity on any of the cards? All right, and then, you know, that would basically be it. You could tell them to take a picture if they want to, you know, explain anything else, any advice that you have.